Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back in. Thanks for tuning in. Today we have Metal Over Madness from my clan, GFLC, our clan, the clan, a clan, Eagle 7, Tier 7. It's a Pershing, or perhaps more appropriately or correctly, it is a stock Pershing at Tier 7. Pretty cool for being a tank that actually existed and did have some action in the end of World War II. We are carrying 30 AP, 30 special AP. We have, or gold, or whatever you want to call it, and we've got 10 HE. We've got, looks like small kits and a manual fire extinguisher. All right, here we go. Tier 7. We are in a Tier 7, 6, and 5. We're top tier at Tier 7. That's pretty brutal for the Tier 5 guys. Metal Over Madness sent this to me. Said he's starting to string some good games together. That's fantastic. Let's see how he handles it here on Himmel's Glacierdorf. This is a pretty canalized map. You've got the east and the west side. You go up to the north on the west side. You go down to the south and then over to the east side. And then there's various people trying to fight in the middle. We get a little blind shot action right there, just kind of shooting in the general direction of where the bad guys will be. And let's see what Metal Over Madness does here. Looks like he's going to hang out and potentially shoot into the middle. This is pretty typical, guys. You'll see people go up the hill. The 2801 got tracked. Yeah, I think if we'd have waited just a little longer, we might have got a better shot on this guy. Nice shot onto the T67, who gets up there and massacres the poor Chaffee. And looks like one other tank. And now we're going to kind of cruise right into the middle. This is a decent tank for this, provided he doesn't run into the T29. The T29 is kind of brutal, a little blind shot. Not a blind shot, but a snapshot across on the T34. Now we're going to come up here and see what we can see. We get a little bit of spotting damage off of the T34. Looks like potentially artillery fired into there. It is a dangerous spot in terms of the 2801 and T67 getting lights on him and shooting him from that middle spot right there, or from that middle road that goes up onto the glacier. Takes a blind shot into the middle, and we do get lit. Yeah, the 2801 saw us right there. Is he going to stay there? He is going to stay there. Okay, that's not really, he's going to stay there again. Okay. I think and then we got a shot into him from the arty and we finish him off. Not recommended, folks. Don't know if he didn't have 6th sense, but he did take a hit. And he clearly saw the Eagle 7 to take the shot early, so you'll get this kind of thing at low tier. You just got to take advantage of it. The 3002 is behind him now. Fairly typical low tier stuff. You see a lot of strange positioning. This guy kind of moved up in the middle. Very dangerous early in the game. Metal's going to ignore him for the moment. There's a pretty good scrap going on down in the south, as you can see down there in the southeast. And the heavies are just starting to gauge up in the northwest, although there's only a KV-1 and a 40T for Metal's team. And it looks like he might be trying to sneak up the middle. Is there nobody there? There isn't. Again, odd things. It's a mid-tier battle. You're going to run into games where you have goofy things like this happen. The T29 did go around to the heavy spot, and none of the other tanks went into the middle. None of the other purple tanks. Big scrap going on down in the south. That will probably have a lot to do with how this battle goes. And Metal should be able to get up here and do some good work. We find the T67. I don't know if I would have continued, but well, I guess so. You get a bounce off of him. That's really nice. And we'll kill him right here. Yep. We eat a couple shots. We killed earlier the 2801, so there should be nobody else up here. Now, there are some heavies down there, and I think the T29 knows you're there. You might have a shot on the G1B. GR1B, there we go. He's staring. Oh, dang. Okay, so we miss. I don't know if I'd give him side armor there. I see what you're doing, but the front of your tank's going to come out much sooner. Yep. Get hit by that guy. I think if you shifted your front, you also got to watch out. This T29's backing up. There we go. So watch what he's doing. And the KV-1 is finally getting pushed by your guys. Sneaking up here looking for a shot potentially on the T29. There he goes. Now we're looking for that G1 dude again. There he is. Nice kill on him. So we take him down. I think I would have immediately helped jump on this T29. Yep, just go over here and look for those shots. The KV-1 should keep him busy. Be careful here what we're seeing. Yep, there we go. Right into the back deck, unfortunately. We get into the track. Yeah, just shoot right down on top of that guy. Uh-oh. We're sliding in. Yeah, we slid off and gave him a shot. So we either come off of here. Holy cow. Somehow we don't take any damage. Trying to circle the T-29. That got a... Oh, I'd have kept going. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. You had some room, and you noticed that his turret was having a hard time catching up. I think you just swing right around into this spot here and get right around beside him. You might have even been able to get around all the way around behind him by pushing through and give the KV-1 some opportunities. By stopping, obviously you eat a shot from the T-29, and now both of you are basically right in front of the T-29. Let's see how the rest of this goes. Not a bad idea here as far as circling again. You get his turret going the wrong way, and we shut that guy down with the help of the KV-1. All right. Immediately at this point, it's time to go back. We'll see if Metal makes that decision right here. He's got 4 kills and 1,800 damage, and he's about to have quite a few pretty good tanks start pushing into his cap. He's got a T-25 AT. That thing's got a good gun. Wolverine shoots quickly. The Archer shoots quickly. Couple artillery. So both of you turn around and go back, I think is the biggest plan right here, or the best plan. There we go. So we get turned around. For all you new guys out here, this is a great example and what it looks like when you win your flank. Now, I don't know if you're actually going to plan on going back. We'll see what happens, but we'll discuss it right here for you new guys. This is what it looks like when you win your flank, but your cap is in trouble. All right? Meaning that when you look down at the mini-map, you can see that there's nobody down there in the southeast anymore, and the enemy team has an unimpeded run into your cap. There is no reason right now to push into their cap, because there's probably 1 or 2 campers back there, and there's the Arty. Plus, they may be heading back. So what you want to do is get back to your cap, kill any of the foolish guys on the purple team who push into your cap, and then reset with your forces and see where you go from there. But let's see what Metal decides, because he's actually turning around here. Maybe he thought about it and then starts heading back. Yeah, the T-67 was not jazzed with the amount of campers. It's just something you're going to have. You had 3 tanks that never left cap. They really haven't been involved in the battle. What do you do with that? Well, you use it at this point. You hope that they're at least slightly good enough that they can keep them busy. Now, I think I would have climbed up the hill and went right to cap their Metal, but let's see what happens as you move towards the middle here. Now, you might start lighting guys, especially if some of their campers start pushing up to the middle, so you might get an opportunity. My issue with this position right here is it is exposed because you have no control down in the south part of the map. Just look at the line of sight from everything up here. Like all of that terrain, if you look at my gun line, all the way to about right there, they can easily get into all those positions, and there's no place to hide. You might be able to sneak up here and get hold down, or potentially behind that rock. Then what happens is artillery and anybody who comes up in the middle and starts shooting you in the back. So I think your idea here is possibly to start getting lights and try to cut them off. And look at that, you found one. Although no, the KV-1 found one. Trying to get lights and such things as that. Here we go. And then there's the Rudy. So he's moved in. At least one of their tanks is pushed. Let's see how this goes for Metal. He did go to the middle. So the game is... They're a little bit behind based on what you can see anyway on the hit points. 7 to 8 and 1,500 hit points or so. You've got a good idea of what your own team's hit points are. Obviously, they're all within render range here. So you know exactly what they are. Is it radio range or render? I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Another thing I need to remind myself of, something I probably knew at one point and have forgotten. Not a bad idea, maybe, to go peel out the Sturb. You certainly don't want him up behind you. But I think you've still got issues at the cap. So again, let's just discuss that again. I really think if you'd have just pushed across here and got up into the back of the cap right here, you don't have to worry too much about the Sturb. Unless you're trying to poke around and get shots, but you'll be much more protected back in there and maybe be able to blunt their push. Let's see what they do, because I'm kind of curious if the purple team is going to push in towards your cap or if they have reposition. It'll be very interesting if we see the 122-44 and maybe the KV-13 come back around the north. Now look, the Wolverine. I suspect he was probably camping his cap. The Chaffee has showed up in the south, and now we're a little bit split up here. Okay, we'll shoot this guy. Nicely done. Guy should have jammed the brakes on and started shooting you, because I think he'd have been able to gun you down. We do need to be careful, though. We got two dudes, one on each side. We shoot the Wolverine. Is this guy going to show up? Nope. Wolverine does a runner. Okay. Yeah, maybe just push in there and try to get this guy. Your Wolverine dies. Nicely done. Go forward, don't back up. Oh. Oh. Yeah, yep, I definitely wouldn't have done that. Nicely done. I'd have pushed in and covered up. I think you might be thinking about the artillery. It's not a bad thought, but you really just walked back into the Wolverine. I think you were going to have to kind of trust that the... Man, that might have been an arty shot. This guy's not completely hidden, so he's made a bit of a mistake, although he gets away with it because you bounce him. Ugh. He bounces you. Is he going to do the same thing? No, he pulls back. Nope, he's very silly. There we go. All right. Good. Well, you took advantage of his mistakes. The Rudy, the Sioux, and the Chaffee, we still don't really know where the Sioux is. You've been up here long enough. I think this is a good plan to clear your 6. Oftentimes when you get anchored up here messing around in your late stage like this, you'll get one of their live guys kind of work his way up there and start shooting you in the back. So this was not a bad idea. They have a bit of advantage, though, with the Chaffee still existing at this point. It'd be nice to kill him. Down goes the Archer. So the Rudy's moved in. I'm assuming the Chaffee's in there causing him trouble. There he is. Oh, so the 122-44 actually went in. Gets killed by the AT. Very nice. That's a good kill. There's the Chaffee. We can just kill him. That'd be great. Oh, yeah. Not quite enough lead fire. Is he going to be tracked long enough to kill him? Nice. Unfortunately, you end up losing your AT and then the Rudy. So let's take a look at what we got going on. Nobody's up on the cap. We got the Rudy over there. They have 2 artillery. Your KV-1 is, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. So you got a couple choices here. Go back to the cap and try to defend your fairly easy splash to the M44/hit and the 304. Or maybe you go across here and you go after their artillery really quickly. If he jumps on cap, you spin around and go back to cap. Now this was not what I was expecting to see, because we're really asking to get lit by the Rudy and killed right here. Got 2,700 damage, 7 kills. Really nice. I didn't notice so many kills had racked up. Okay, so you've decided and you've typed it in there, taking out the arty first, then the Rudy. The KV-1's going in. Okay. Question here is, will the Rudy come back? He might be sneaking around there looking for your arty. All of your dudes are heading in here, so this is looking not bad. Unfortunately, for the moment, your arty is not able to support, right? You can tell that where they are, they're not going to have any shots on anything. M44 should be uncovering here fairly quickly and maybe have a few shots for you. You're a fairly easy blap, though, by these guys. And I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to get lit before you see them coming up and over this. If one of them is smart and he's spotting right here, they should have a visual on you pretty quickly. What has the Rudy done? He's not on cap, you know that. I think he's probably coming back. He's played a pretty good game. We'll see if he shows back up here. I don't know how this ends. I mean, I know how the whole thing ends. I don't know how it ends for you. I have a suspicion you're about to get shotgunned, though, but we'll see what happens. The M44 is taking a weird spot right there. Does he have shots? I guess he does. Okay, yep, he sort of does. And here comes the Hummel. I mean, you almost want one of the arty to come up with you and get on the cap after you take care of their arty. I'm not jazzed about this line of approach right here, Metal. I think you've exposed yourself more than you have to be. If you come up where the KV-1 is, you can deal with anything that might be in these pits down here. You are covered up against the Rudy if he comes over here, and then you can kind of sneak up these bushes or potentially come over behind this tree and take a look that way. This way just completely exposes you. Question is, how smart are their artillery? starting to feel like maybe they ran over towards the Rudy. Oh, the Rudy got in behind you. Look at that. So he went through the cap, and he's come up behind your M44 right there. Looks like you noticed that. You're turning around. The M44 is making a runner. And he gets killed, unfortunately, by the Rudy. So that's throwing a wrench into the plan. And then we're going to jump on cap, and that kind of lets them know that we're here. I think what you're going to find here is the Artie's going to come up beside you. I would be careful with this. I don't know if I would, especially not side armor like that, spin your front hull towards it so you have a chance of bouncing something there. The problem is if one of those Arties gets in here and gets close enough to light you, then the Rudy has a really easy shot from there. So I think you stay back here, potentially. Make the Rudy come up to you. I know you're trying to get a shot on him, but look how far your spotting range is. He's going to have to get pretty close before you see him. Be careful about moving because it kills your camo. We'll see if this costs you. Looks like an artillery round came in there. Did they? Got the little circle there. Okay, so one of their artillery got on the cap. You guys are actually looking good for the moment. The Hummel should have got on cap with you. If the Hummel would have driven, I don't know. We're about to get Artie. Fortunately, we bounced that guy. We probably weren't going. Yeah, boom. Reset it. That's a bummer. That is a major bummer. Where's the KV? The KV-1's out in the open. Yeah, so just some mistakes here in terms of end game stuff. I would not go look for him. I would have, yes, just stay dark. It's unfortunate, and looks like the KV-1 just going after him. So several kind of errors here. You know, if he'd have cut over here with you, first of all, if he'd not been wide, if he'd have been over here with you, and the Hummel had got on earlier, this is an easy win. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yep. So what a bummer. The M44 says rigged BS. No, it was just some errors endgame, man. Just a few positioning and decisional errors. Puts a shot into him. And I'm feeling like one of the Arties is going to nuke you at this point. The 304 got the Hummel. That's a bummer. 31 seconds. We've got 2,900 damage. We've done a nice job. There's one Artie. Oh, and then the M44 takes us out. That is unfortunate. That's a great example of capping issues. Let's just jump back here real quick and see. Take a look at the mistake here, or general mistakes, several mistakes by everybody. When did we all get on cap? Here we go. We're getting there. Look at this. All right, so we're on cap. The KV-1 is coming around over here. He should be right here behind you. And I'll tell you what, I think for my money, I go back here with him. I would rather the Rudy have to come all the way up and around this corner instead of being able to use the ramp to spot me over and over again. So I'm back here. I mean, if he comes up on the ramp over here, there's nothing you can really do. Then you play that game with him. I know you were trying to catch him come through here, but now that we're about to have two on, I back up and get back here, have the KV-1 come over here so he's not so wide. So let's just watch this go. That's just a huge mistake. He's completely exposed over there. It may have been a case, yeah, they did shoot in. It may have been a case that he was trying to spot sooner, something that might come from this way, but this is just not going to work. And the Hummel is coming up. Let's watch him move. Zoom out. Okay, so then you back up. If the Hummel had just driven straight to cap, then that might be what he's doing. But let's see if he stops, because we're to 15 seconds. I mean, we've just about got this one. And then we find that guy, and he's going to hit the KV-1 at 9 seconds, 8. Oh, the Artie. Okay, so the Artie splash, reset the cap. Here comes the Hummel. If the Hummel just drives onto cap, I think you guys win this pretty easily. And if the KV-1 doesn't go straight at him, he should have come over to you and forced the Rudy. Yeah, geez, it's just a bummer. And maybe the Hummel, yep, the Hummel is trying to get there. And the KV-1 makes a huge mistake coming off cap. All he really had to do was come over with you. Holy cow, and we're back to 2 on. And this is just a... it's painful to watch, man. It's painful to watch. It looked like your team was really on track, for coming up with a cap win on this, and it was just executed poorly all around. Could have been a win. Well, nicely done, though. 2,721 damage, 7 kills. Almost got there, man. We talked about a few things I would have done or not done along there, but you came really close to pulling this one out. Ends up being an ace tanker, guys, on a defeat. That is all I've got. If you got any other suggestions or comments, go ahead and chuck them down there in the comments section. That's all I've got for today. We will see you.